Hi Chanda. Hello everyone. Hello. Hello. Nice to meet everyone. Nice to see everyone. Hi Veena ji. Hello. I will just wait for a few minutes for everyone to join in and I will start. Thank you. Hello Pallavi. Hello everyone. Thank you Chanda. I'm very well. I hope everyone is well. So good to see everyone. I'm excited to be hosting this talk. Looking forward to chatting with all of y'all and answering your questions. Hi Dipanjali, nice to see you. Hello. Just waiting for everyone to join and I will start. Hi Gopal, nice to see you. Hello, nice to see everyone. Let a few people join in and I will start. Thank you Chanda. Looking forward to address all of you. Hello, good to see you. Should I start now? All right. I will start in a few more minutes. More people are joining in just few more minutes. Hi, I'm Geeta Karnani and I'm your travel expert for Head Over Heels on Teletina app. If you want to understand a destination deeply, if you want to hear it from a friend who's walked the same path and is happy to share and inspire you for your journey, you know where to reach me. Please do join the Head Over Heels on Teletina app. Today my topic for you is the future of travel post COVID-19. Travel is a very special gift. When I look back upon my travels, I have a sense of deep gratitude. There is this new appreciation of how we've traveled the world and trapezed and globetrotted the world so freely. This crisis is a reminder of how special it was to travel. The COVID-19 pandemic has decimated the travel industry. The immobility of humanity has caused a big blow to the travel industry. This is primarily because of the nature of the virus. Any person can be a carrier and not even show symptoms of the virus. All the travel partners are coming together to address this situation and focusing on safety, security, sanitation, privacy, hygiene, and social distancing. Although COVID-19 has been experienced by the entire world, every country has actually reacted very differently, and they have strategized to deal with this pandemic and has varied outcomes. I think for us in our country, we've had a lockdown, and what I think is after that, we will have a lock-in, which is basically border control. Certainly in the short run, travel will be defined by the purpose defined by purpose. Countries will issue probably short-term visas only if it merits travel. The entire landscape of travel is changing, and I see issues of privacy and cleanliness which will be highlighted. Some of the ideas that the travel industry is implementing or already implemented are as follows. It is mandatory for everyone to wear masks. Eurostar was the first to impose this, and all the airlines have followed suit too. So you will have to wear masks not only while you are on flight or in the train or on a bus, but also at the airport or at the station. All areas of travel will maintain social distancing. What does that mean? That means there'll be huge queues at the airport at check-in counters, and which we will have to go much more than 2 hours earlier. On the airline, on board as well, they'll have to maintain social distancing, and they will refigure and assign seats based on that. The hostesses and the crew will be all wearing hazmat suits, and they will actually have minimum human interaction. So they'll probably keep the food on the seat itself, and they will constantly sanitize the areas. They will sanitize the armrests, the seat belts, as well as the food trays. They would also, the airlines are thinking of keeping 3 rows of seats empty in case any passenger falls sick during the flight. There will be a lot of electronic check-ins or even web check-ins, maintaining social distancing if it's an electronic check-in at a kiosk at the airport. At the airport, you'll also find this autonomous cleaning robot trailing behind passengers, cleaning up the areas that they have walked on or even touched surfaces, and they will use ultraviolet rays to zap all these microbes. Hong Kong has been the first to issue or to implement a full body disinfecting cabin which will kill all the bacteria and virus on the skin and clothing of passengers. There will be thermal detection, screening, temperature checks at all airports. This was actually implemented in Hong Kong during SARS in 2003, and it continues to hold value. I mean, it continues until date. So whatever I'm mentioning, I think are here to stay, all these measures. There will be blood tests to check antibodies and COVID-19 tests pre-boarding, which Emirates has already been implemented. The immunity passport is what is being debated upon now. Most countries will ask you to carry an immunity passport which will define the health of the passenger, and they will ask, which will check if you've recovered from the infection or if you've been vaccinated. Remember one thing, that society won't like it if you travel when you're sick. It is socially unacceptable to travel even if you have a simple cold. There will be a social stigma attached to it. Further, passengers may be asked to quarantine at their destination for 14 days. UK has already implemented this. So most passengers will not want to be isolated and lose their vacation time. So this travel probably in the short term will be only when there is merit to travel, when there is a particular business. The main areas that the travel partners are focusing on are health, hygiene, sanitation, social distancing, and privacy. The hotels are also making rapid changes, and they are communicating these changes to the passengers. Sanitation is considered the new security. Every chain is very meticulous with their sanitation and hygiene, and they will communicate that to the passengers, to their clients. For example, Hyatt has already employed hygiene managers. How would our holidays look like? Most holidays in the short term, these are things in the short term, would be mostly closer to home. They will actually be driving holidays, where the destination will be very close to home, probably an hour or two. No city breaks. People will be very scared of crowded areas. People would prefer villa holidays, where you go and own the villa for a week or two. Nature travel will thrive. People will lean on known brands like Conrad, Taj, Oberoi, who will communicate their policy and privacy on privacy and sanitation. Domestic travel is going to recover first, and it's truly time to discover incredible India. Of course, this whole pandemic is going to change the way we think, act, and travel, at least in the short term. People will ask questions like, what's the escape hatch? What are the safety issues? Overcrowding is considered a huge health risk. People want to choose a hermetically sealed option, and that would be more responsible. International brands like Aman and Rosewood have already have these standalone accommodations and are thriving with that. They have these properties which have private residences and elevators. Today, this is considered a key element to sustaining personal safety and security. When will the travel industry rebound? When will the international travel open up? It is extremely difficult to predict exactly when the international travel will open up, but there is some positive news in this. 3 major airlines, Qatar, Korean Airways, and Turkish, plan to increase flights in the month of June. It would provide, and even today, Emirates has announced that end of this month they are increasing their flights too. Australia and New Zealand have agreed to start a trans-Tasman travel bubble that would allow people to move between both the countries, given that both these countries are on the similar points of the COVID-19 curve. EU and member nations have discussed they would issue a COVID-19 passport which would reflect the health status of the person and allow them free travel across EU and the Schengen states. So what should prospective travelers like us do now? We need to remember that the world is still there waiting for us. COVID will not impact the beauty of the Amazon, the magic of the Northern Lights, or the wonder of a safari. Those experiences will be waiting and probably be available at a discounted price once COVID is cleared up. So let's take this opportunity to research on the place, on that glorious post-COVID destination that we want to travel, and let's research, educate ourselves, immerse ourselves in reading more about the destination and be inspired. We can daydream and use these trips to start planning this glorious first post-pandemic vacation. It's such a rare moment when the entire travel industry is pausing and resetting itself. This luxuriating in the experience of trip planning will definitely help us. I want to end, and I will take questions after that. Travel is going to be even more meaningful now. I think because of the economic conditions, I don't think we will be able to take many short breaks. We'll probably do that one big trip a year. So let's invest in that, research on destinations and plan for that. I'm happy to take questions now. Anyone has questions? Please type out, I can answer. how long do I predict that traveling parameters will change? I think these changes, what they have implemented is wearing a mask, and actually social distancing is here till the immunization, till the vaccine is been found, and as or a particular medicine is found. So these are here to stay. These are here to stay, at least in the short term, at least for a year. Safe beach destinations. So right now I would say that as of now Goa doesn't have a case. I mean, it had cases which is sorted, so probably Goa, which is close to Bombay, being as we are located in Bombay, I think Goa is a decent getaway. Hopefully no more cases. We definitely need to focus more on traveling within our country. We have to discover incredible India. So I would recommend to start with at least Alibag or Lonavala, but we have to find that property that we trust. Yes, Ayan, these cleaning measures will be taken at the Indian airport also. They are trying to implement it here. Thank you, everyone. I think whenever you feel safe, Chanda, I think you would be able to travel to Jaipur when you feel safe enough. Any other questions? Otherwise, thank you, everyone. Nice to address you all.